The Model Y is now available for test driving in Perth. So yesterday I took one out and here are my thoughts on it. So we'll start off with a walk around the outside. As you can see, it looks very much like the Model 3, but it is a bit taller by 8 inches. And the width and length and so on is only an inch or so longer. So once we've done the walk around, we'll have a quick look inside. This one has got the white interior, which is what I'm getting, and it looks very, very nice indeed. There seems to be plenty of room. The boot, it's power lift and power down, so that's quite nice. It's like the Model 3 now gets a power lift boot. Mine doesn't have it. The wheels that are on this one, the tyres are Hankook. Okay, so that's the boot closing, and the wheels, as I've just said, are Hankook. This is the aero wheels, and this I think is the no, that's not, that's with the aero cover off. I don't think that's the Uber turbines. Now the USB-C slots in the back. Here's the passenger legroom behind the driver's seat set for me, and this is behind the passenger seat set slightly further forwards. So plenty of room here. I can even stretch out. Could stretch out a little bit in the driver's seat behind the setting for me, being 6 foot or thereabouts. The seats fold down, and then as a 6 foot person I can actually lie in here and stretch out. So here we are out driving a Model Y standard range or rear wheel drive from Tesla in Perth, and it's very much like the Model 3, but it's on steroids. It's just a bit bigger. The menus are all the same. The vision is a lot better, except perhaps out of the rear view mirror. It does seem to be a little bit narrower than on the Model 3, but the driving height is much higher, and the seats are very comfortable. Now the one thing that people have mentioned is the ride is a lot rougher, but quite honestly I don't think it's a lot different. This is supposed to be a little bit slower on the acceleration than my Model 3 by just over a second. You know what? That's not bad. That is not bad at all. So we'll go up here and we'll go down the freeway for a little bit and see how we go. So yeah, they've said it's rougher, but from what I can feel, it's not that bad. I tend to drive my Model 3 with the tyre pressures pushed up to 45 from the recommended 42, so that tends to give us a slightly stiffer ride. But you know what, this is not a lot different. It's quite reasonable. So the battery says 68%, 294 kilometers range. So if you try and extrapolate that out, so I need another 32%, so you know, that brings it up to about 380, 400, probably in the real world. So here we are on the freeway. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I've got no complaints about that. It's slower than the Model 3, but really, it's fine. I think if a lot of people come to another car from to the Model Y from another car, then maybe you'll find the suspension maybe stiffer. But because I'm already used to something like that, to me, this is fine. The seat's nice and comfortable. I've got a nice high riding position. The acceleration is very reasonable. The look of the car is great. And, you know, interior, there's plenty of room. It's SUV style, so there's plenty of room here without worrying too much about getting in and out. And in my Model 3, I cannot get in and out of the back seat. I just don't bend well enough to do that. Whereas here, not too much trouble. And certainly in the front seat, because we're sitting up, there's a heap of room. So what else can I mean, you know, you've driven a Tesla, There's not much to these. Simple screen where everything's controlled, and that's it. The differences from this to the Model 3 are slightly higher ride, it is bigger. The rear view mirrors are a slightly different shape. They're more sort of angular. But other than that, rear view not the best, but I tend to go and use the rear view camera. Not too shabby at all. That gives you brilliant view behind. Alright, so I've only got half an hour, unfortunately, if that. Took me 5-10 minutes to set the cameras up, so yeah. So what we'll do now is head back to Tesla. So we type in here, Tesla Perth, Scarborough Beach Road. It'll take us there. So this car is blue, exactly the same as the model that I've ordered, only this has got the black interior, and I've ordered the white interior. That's the only difference. And I am now, I've sat in this and I've driven it, really looking forwards to getting my Model Y, which should be coming in September. I've got a VIN number, I've got a build date. It's still in Shanghai at the moment, unfortunately, but we know it's on its way. Oh yes, the interior is different. You've got your charging bays here, your induction charging. You've got the storage compartment there, which is auto. You've got your cup holders there, and then we've got a storage bin under here. Now this doesn't move forwards and backwards, it's steady. So I'm now in autopilot, which actually on the Tesla is very good. In my car I've got the full self-drive. So if anything, there's a slightly increased whine from the electric motor compared to my Model 3. Just have a listen. So I don't notice that quite so much in my Model 3. And I'm going to be doing a 60,000 kilometer review on my Model 3 very shortly, because I'm at 59,900 give or take. So I'll be doing a 60,000 kilometer review and a cost analysis, which I think you're going to be surprised at. Electric vehicles are cheap to run. Look, they may be more expensive to buy, but at the end of the day, when you're not filling up with petrol once or twice a week, they work out very cheap. As you know, I was in England and Europe driving around recently, and the cost of the fuel there was very high. In Spain it was over $3.30 Australian a litre. In England it was just under $3, but I've heard now it's up closer to $3.40 a litre. It's just astronomical. How people can afford to put petrol in their car all the time, I don't know. My son drives to work and back, and he used to put $70 a week into his car to get to work and back, and that's gone up 50%. He says it's $100 a week to get to work and back now. So he's had to fork out an additional $30 to $35 a week on fuel, and no pay rise to cover it. So it's not easy being an internal combustion engine vehicle owner at the moment, and my prediction is it's only going to get worse. So we're just going over a couple of road bumps. I don't notice a difference compared to my Model 3. I don't know what the tyre pressures they've got set up here. Oh god, they've got it set up as bar. Ooh, I hate that. So it's 3 bar, 3.1 bar PSI. Let's change it to PSI. Okay, so they've got it up at 44, 45 PSI. So that's about what I have run mine at, 45 PSI. So this is no different from what I can see, going over a few little bumps. So all those people that have complained that the ride is too hard, honestly, I can't see much of a difference. But then I'm coming from another Tesla. If you come from a BMW or a Mercedes with a soft ride, you may notice it. But personally, I am more than satisfied, and I don't think I'm going to need to change the suspension. I know a lot of people are looking at it because of these reports, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. So we're just coming up to Tesla. I've got another 5 minutes to get it back, but it's just on the corner here. So there you have it, a very quick summary on the new Model Y. I think the main takeaway things here are, it is bigger than the Model 3 and it's not uncomfortable. There are very few vibrations coming through. So I don't know what all these other people are going on about, except to say that if they've never driven a Tesla before, they probably wouldn't have the faintest idea. So, Model Y, brilliant. I love it, and I can't wait to get a hold of mine. And just a quick thing at the end here, my apologies if the video is a bit off. I only had a few minutes to set up the cameras because they were sort of saying, well, go on, off you go. So yeah, the cameras weren't in the best position, so my apologies for that. But thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe. It's going to help me to build this channel, which is something that I really want to do. So thanks very much.